tell this guy to pass my laptop charger. That's all. Yes.
Very cool. Very
Okay.
cool. Very cool. Shows laptop charger.
So the YouTube is live already. Now do the Twitter. What's the topic of the talk show again?
Startup Branding 101. Startup Branding 101. How to stand out in a crowded marketplace.
Live here. We're live here. So
Hi, can you hear me? Audio is on. Mic check verification. Screw Twitter. Welcome to Techpression Spaces. I'm Olaraju Adeni. Today, we'll be discussing on Startup Branding 101, how to stand out in a crowded marketplace. You see, in an environment where countless new businesses are vying for attention, creating a strong and memorable brand is more crucial than ever. Today, we're joined by an expert in branding and communications who will share insights on how startups can not only carve out a niche in a saturated marketplace, but also maintain their brand's authenticity as they grow. From essential steps of building a brand identity to the art of storytelling and navigating the challenges of limited resources, we'll dive deep into what it takes to make your brand stand out. I'm excited to introduce to you our guests, Oluwapamilere Ayo and Yolorunda. Thank you for joining us on Techpression.
Thank you for having me.
She's a brand strategist and communications professional. So, my first question goes thus. Lots of people are wondering what branding is. Like for an enterprise, what role does it play in expanding any form of enterprise?
Thank you for the question, Larry. I'll start with what branding is. Branding is your message, your core message,
Okay.
your logo, your typeface. That is your font, and the message, the perception you want to pass across to everyone out there, your target audience, right? I'd also like to note, so that I'm not misconstrued, that branding goes beyond, oh, this is my logo, this is my font, the font I use for my brand. Branding goes beyond all that. It has to do with brand perception. The people in the brand team or the branding of a business determines how well or how your target audience resonates with the brand. Now, let's go to what branding does for businesses,
Okay.
right? Branding helps you to, improve your credibility, customer trust, loyalty. Branding helps you with visibility and awareness. When your target audience sees your logo, they know that it is you. When they see the type of message that is out there, they know that, oh, this message came from you, or this message came from MTN, or this cannot be Larry, this cannot be Shion. So branding helps with all of those, especially for businesses. It helps you to have loyal customers, build trust and credibility in the market.
I see. So if I'm getting it correctly, it's like having a form of identity,
Mm-hmm.
so your customers can identify you
Exactly.
from others.
Yes.
So, this leads me to my next question. Can you give me some steps that a startup could take to, make their branding unique in a saturated marketplace, say like in Lagos or Abuja?
Okay, thank you for that question. You're going to hear a lot of thank yous.
Okay.
Yeah. So what a brand can do, a startup can do to, come out there and be visible. One is you want to do a lot of research.
Research.
Yes. What are my competitors doing? What is my unique value proposition? What's that thing? Because truth is that for whatever you want to do, there's someone doing it already. Now,
Okay.
how can you do it better? So you want a unique value proposition. Why should I not use this service? Why should I use yours? Right? Another thing you want to do is you want to appeal to your target audience. What do they like? What type of messaging would appeal to them? Right? How do you communicate with them? Do you want to go friendly? Do you want to go professional? Do you want to go, warm? You need to determine your tonality. Those are some key things that you need to look at. Another thing that you need to look at is the visual appearance.
Okay.
A lot of human beings, they get attracted to what is appealing. I want to see your designs and I want to click on your social media page or your website to know more. So you need to be visually appealing, you need to be solving a problem, and you need to do your research.
Very insightful. So as a brand,
Mhm.
how do I how do I balance staying in my own identity alongside the ongoing market trends? I'm trying to stay true to my brand, right?
Yeah.
But then there are lots of market trends that need to be followed. How do I balance this?
Again, research and evolving. You don't want to be in the past. You want to evolve. Every day new things are coming out. Technology is evolving. Your target audience also change is constant, right?
Yes.
So you want to evolve. You want to do research. You want to know and do what it is that will take your brand to the next phase. You don't want to stay behind. So you just need to look at those trends and look at how you can key into it professionally, right? For a corporate brand, a B2B brand, you don't want to go out there too playful. You want to maintain who you are so that you don't come off as annoying to your target audience, or you don't come off as you don't know what you're doing to your target audience, right? So you want to evolve, you want to do your research, and you want to keep being appealing to your target audience.
Yeah. So what I can get from your explanation so far now is, I can still stay true to my brand, but I don't have to like be so stiff that I don't want to change.
Yeah.
Do lots of research. Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in your experience,
Yeah.
what role does storytelling play in building a compelling brand for a startup?
Okay, I think that storytelling humanizes a brand, right?
Also,
Okay, so I like to say that irrespective of being a B2B or B2C, before you interact with a B2B, you first interact with a B2C, because the executives, the decision makers, they're humans, right? And you have to appeal to them.
sorry to cut you off, but
Yeah.
for some of our people in the audience that might not know what B2B and B2C is,
That is
Okay.
business to business
Okay.
and business to customers.
there you have it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you want to appeal to them regardless,
Okay.
right? So staying true to your brand, one. Two is that like I mentioned, you want to, what's the word you want to appeal to everybody regardless of whichever brand or whichever model of brand you are trying to appeal to.
Okay.
So just storytelling makes everything easier, honestly. You don't want to, you're reading a book and then tell me why you love storybooks more than school books.
They're more interesting.
God
Yes.
bless you. So when you embed storytelling into your messaging, into your brand, it makes it easier for people to resonate with. It's there's emotional marketing, emotional storytelling. You talk about people's pain points, you talk about the problem you're solving, and then that way people are more compelled to listen to the end. People are more compelled to watch your ad to the end, especially for a country like Nigeria. We don't like boring things.
No, we do not.
Exactly. We don't like boring things. So you just have to spice up that message to make everyone fall in love with that particular, content that you're putting out.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You'll be hearing lots of thank yous from my end too. So I want to ask, what are some of the most common mistakes that lots of startups make when it comes to branding?
I think it is inconsistency. Yeah, so one is inconsistency in brand messaging. So a lot of startups don't do core research, right? They want to test the waters. So let me see if this works, and if it doesn't work, and then without good, or should I say without data, they make their decisions. Okay, let me just see, let me post this thing today, post this thing tomorrow, post this thing tomorrow, or let me try this thing out. Inconsistency, I think that is bad for any startup. That is one. Two is that when startups are about to launch, they go all out, they're in the news, they're in the media, they're everywhere, and suddenly they stop communicating.
Oh,
Yes. So you don't want to stay quiet. I mean, your target audience, your customers are like your second half, right? So you have to communicate regularly. Let them see you, stay in their faces. I like to say that there's nothing like over communication, right? There's nothing like that. Tell them everything they need to know about the brand. Stay in their faces. Be polite. Maintain your originality.
okay.
Yeah.
So she's dropping a lot of truth bombs here. I'm even picking up some gems myself. She talked about communication and consistencies. I think it's very important. Now that you bring it to light.
Yeah.
My next question: when resources are limited, right, and we know it's a huge problem, how should a startup prioritize its branding efforts? Where should they focus first?
I think that startups should focus first on the identity in branding. Remember how I said that branding is just like how your name precedes you,
Yes.
right? So you want to make sure that you have the right perception. right? So anybody wants to do business with you, they are going to check Google if you're credible.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to check even for as Trevor as it may be, even for brands on Instagram. You want to buy something on Instagram, you're going to Google to check, does this person have a presence? You're going to TikTok or Twitter to check, has this person ever scammed anybody? Right? So you want to be credible. You want to look credible. And you want to make sure that when people search for you, when people try to check your digital footprint, it is very clean. That is very important.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Every business is on social media leveraging on different ways to enhance their brand, right? But very few know the secrets to succeed with them. Now, what are some innovative ways you think startups can leverage social media to build and amplify their brand?
Thank you for that question again, Larry. So I think that social media, you need to be able to leverage it very, very well. Different content for different platforms.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of social media platforms, and you need to be able to key into it. So for LinkedIn, you'd see more professionals. For TikTok, you see more Gen Zs.
Yes.
Yeah. For Instagram, you see more, people in between. For Facebook, you see millennials more, right? It doesn't mean that on these platforms there are no more. They're on TikTok. There's no millennial or anything. It's just that there's more. What's the name? Population of Gen Zs on TikTok than there is on Facebook or whatnot, right? So you want to strategize, honestly, so that you are putting the right content on the right platform for the right target audience.
I see.
Yeah.
But you spoke about social media now. I'm wondering, does one have to be on everything?
It's not necessary. So here's the thing. I think that we have 4 major platforms, right? You can pick your key.
Please list the 4 major ones. I want to know.
Okay, let me say. We have 5 major platforms.
Okay.
Yeah. There's LinkedIn, there's Instagram, there's Twitter, there's Facebook, there's TikTok, there's YouTube. Have I said YouTube?
No, you mentioned that's like 6.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you want to make sure that you're putting the right content in the right platform.
So how do I know which one to go for? Does it depend on the kind of work I'm into?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
You have to do a lot of research.
Okay.
Where are your target audience? So you can be on everything, but you have like a major 2. Do you get that you don't play with? And then another thing is that you want to track. So there are metrics that you check out for, that you look out for, right? You want to track how well your content is doing on the particular platforms.
You track these and what? You follow up?
Okay, so you want to look at what content is doing well on, let's say, YouTube. You want to look at what content is doing well, how many people are coming here, how are they coming here. YouTube Studio also helps with the analytics. They show you what video was watched the most for the week, and they show you the number of people, how people found your channel. Was it through search? Was it through recommendations? So you need to check for that analytics to help you in creating future content, and to help you to understand your target audience better.
This is very insightful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I imagine that some of you might have questions, so just drop it in the comments and we'll get right on them. Let's move on to our next question.
Okay.
How do you approach branding when entering a new or unfamiliar market? Are there specific strategies that help with this?
Okay. Again, I cannot overemphasize research.
It's like the 3rd or 4th time.
I cannot overemphasize it. You want to look at the market.
Okay.
How to appeal to them. What type of messaging? Do you want to be friendly? Do you want to be, what do they like? What does that particular audience in that market like? You understand? So you want to do a lot of research. You want to look at, what is their preference? What is it that I would put in my messaging that would make these people love me or my product? You want to look at all of those before, you finally put your leg down and say, I have arrived.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. You mentioned earlier about tracking metrics.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that ties into a way I could, check out the efforts I've made. How do I know if I'm successful at branding? I imagine that ties into it.
Yeah, it does.
Because you spoke about YouTube Studio now.
Yes.
So if I want to know how successful I am in my brand, what are the key metrics to look out for?
Okay, so thank you for the question. Okay, so you want to check your online mentions.
Okay.
Yeah. How many people are mentioning you online? Oh, I need to do this. Oh, why don't you try out this particular brand? Right. You want to look at that's like customer loyalty and recommendations. You want to look at online search, probably through Google alerts. You know, how many people searched for you, how many people posted about you. You want to look at how many people are writing about your brand, because what if you are not news to anybody? So you want to look at that also. There are a lot of things that you can actually look at to gauge how well you're doing. You can also look at number of users you have, sales, how much money is coming in. Is there an increase? Is there a decrease? What is happening? Why is this happening? You want to look at all of those to determine how well your brand is doing, or a particular campaign that you have run is doing.
You're dropping so much. I feel like I should be taking notes. Oh boy. I feel like I should be taking notes. Because she's dropping a lot of gems now. And I don't think we might be able to. We're just barely scratching the surface on the way I say it. Because the more I ask, the more I find out, the more I learn. I want to know more. And thank you.
You're welcome.
Consistency, they say, is key, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it's one quality that is vital for every brand that wishes success in any field.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to any startup when it comes to maintaining their brand authenticity and growing at the same time? What tips?
I think you already mentioned it in your question.
Really?
Yes, authenticity.
Okay.
Authenticity.
Okay.
Yeah. Be original, right? Be original. You don't want to come off as what you're not. You don't want to rely in your marketing so that when people try and see, they don't become convinced, right? Because I also like to say that before someone comes to you, they've been going to another person. So when they come and try you out, why should they stay? Why should they not go back to the other person, right? So that is where your unique value proposition comes in. Evolve with the market trend. Evolve with technology. Don't stay in one place. No, that's bad for business. So you want to evolve. You want to stay relevant to your target audience. You want to be original, and you don't want to lie about any of your products in your marketing.
This is very insightful. I feel like I've gained a whole different perspective on branding. I thought I knew branding before, but you're a professional. I really appreciate this, and I see that we have no questions for now, but I personally learned a lot of things here. And your emphasis on research has really been hammered into my head. Research.
Mm-hmm.
You should write a book about that. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So we've learned that while the marketplace may be crowded, there are clear strategies that can help startups differentiate themselves and connect meaningfully with their audience. Remember, branding isn't just about logos or taglines. It's about creating an authentic story that resonates with people, like you said. As you take the next steps in your branding journey, you should focus on consistency, adaptability, and staying true to your core values. And with the right approach, your startup can not only survive but thrive in today's competitive landscape. Thank you once again, Pamela, for sharing your expertise. And thank you to our audience for joining us on YouTube and on X. We'll be having more conversations like this going forward. You can follow us on X and Instagram at Techpression News, and on Facebook and LinkedIn as well. My name is Olarinwaju Adeni. Bye.
How was that?
That was cool.